Borderline personality disorder, a disorder of one's personality. Boy, do I have a treat for you today. I do. Mr. BPD, all by himself, cured depression. After years of suffering from depression, along with many attempts to try to rid myself of this depression, I have tried everything from meditation to medication. You name it, I've tried it. Nothing has worked. Until just recently. I can't say this will work for everybody. I've only tested it on myself. As I've stated before, with BPD, we're all different. What works for me may not work for you. If it doesn't work for you, maybe you can take it and turn it into something that does work for you. That's what I did. My cure for depression, I've taken a lot of things that I've learned over the years and just put them all into one. How much would you expect to pay to be able to cure depression?
$1 million.
I'm going to give it to you for free, just because I'm a nice guy. More importantly than that, if this works, go over to Patreon, donate $1 or $5 or $20, whatever not being depressed is worth to you.
$1 million.
Links in the description below. That goes for any of you. If any of you ever, your life is changed by something I said, isn't it worth it to go donate some money to Patreon? First thing to keep in mind, your brain is a massive supercomputer unlike anything we've ever made. Your brain's capacity to multitask is insane. We haven't even barely scratched the surface of it. And just for a moment, think about it. Your brain keeps you alive. It keeps the blood flowing, the heart pumping, the organs organing. On top of that is all the stuff that our conscious mind knows that we're thinking about. It's very important to remember that the brain is a supercomputer that is always functioning. We program this computer. Unfortunately, most of our lives, we do not realize that we're programming this computer. It's something they don't really teach us in school. My parents never told me this. If I ever do have a child, the first thing I'm going to teach them, before I teach them to say, I'm going to teach them about the brain. The brain is a supercomputer. Their body is just a tool to get around, and the consciousness is the real you. These are three separate things: the body, the brain, and the consciousness. Consciousness can program the brain. The brain cannot affect the consciousness. Well, it can. It could cause depression, right? Well, the only reason you're being depressed is you have programmed your computer wrong. You have programmed this computer to, when it's in idle mode, to bring up old depressing things, to be constantly going over the mistakes in your life, things that you've done wrong. You have made those important. Your consciousness, your thoughts have made that important. Now your brain thinks that that is useful and that is what it's supposed to do when it's idling. How do you reprogram this? It's difficult. Reprogramming the brain is very difficult. And here's the sciencey part. We have these connections, pathways, and neurons and all of that. The more that you think about something, the stronger you make the connections. They say when you are learning something new that it is good to read it, write it, speak it. That's what I learned in college. Using that, though, I was able to retain the knowledge. Now, do I still have it? No. As I got out of college, I stopped using it. It's gone forever. How do I now reprogram it? You're probably thinking right now, oh, this is going to be another one of those stupid videos where somebody tells me that you just gotta not think about it and blah, blah, blah. How do you not think about it? You've already done the damage. You've already made those connections so incredibly strong that there's no way you can not think about it. You have to weaken the connections. Now, the only way to weaken the connections is to, guess what? Not think about it. How do we do that? How do we achieve this? Do not let your brain go into idle mode. Be active. Your brain's bored. Depression. The number one cause of depression, I believe, is boredom. Do you know that the most intelligent people on the planet have depression, severe depression? The more intelligent you are, the more depressed you are. Proven fact. Stupid people aren't depressed. They're too damn stupid to be depressed. Their brain never goes into idle mode. Why is this? Well, you're bored. Your brain is bored. You may not be bored. Your consciousness may not be bored. Your brain, on the other hand, is a supercomputer that has nothing to do. You're not giving it enough stimulus. Therefore, it goes into idle mode and it goes back to that processing the information that you've told it is important to process. It has nothing else to do. So you have to keep your brain busy. That is why it's so hard for intelligent people to do this. When you're intelligent, it's really hard to find stuff to stimulate your brain, which means you have to start doing new things. That's the only way you're going to really stimulate your brain. Do new things. What I've been doing, keeping myself busy physically. Physically is something I don't do. I like to sit. I love sitting. I don't like moving around. I get hot. I start sweating. I hate to sweat. I've been breaking that routine though. I've been doing physical activities that I've never done before, that take a while to complete. Building fences, fixing the yard, building a cabin in the woods, forging metal. These are all things I've never done before and stimulates my brain. Once my brain is stimulated, I can't get depressed. I don't allow myself to go into idle mode. Therefore, my brain doesn't need to bring up this information, doesn't need to go over these things. It's stimulated. It's not bored. I've found that physical activities work the best for me. I'm not a really physical person, so my brain has to multitask with the movement part of it. Carrying stuff. I've been falling down a lot. I'm not very coordinated. My brain is really struggling to do its normal functions while I'm trying to be all Mr. Coordination all of a sudden. Never had to do that. Now my brain's trying to figure out how to do it. Doing research projects, making videos, that type of stuff wasn't working. I was still depressed. And that is because that's stuff I'm good at. My brain can do research and still be bored. I can make videos and still be bored. It's not stimulating my brain. It stimulates my consciousness. I don't feel boredom. I don't think I'm bored, but my brain is bored, which sucks. It's not all rosy. This isn't fun. It'll keep you from being depressed. When you start to feel depressed, you've got to go do something that your brain's not used to doing. Right now, I'm making this video. If I were to be making this video and start to have those thoughts of my past relationships and all of that creep into my head, I would literally stop making the video, get up, and go build a fence or a cabin. Something so that my brain would be stimulated. After an hour or so of that, I could go back to doing this stuff. My brain would be fine for a while. That's what I'm saying. That's what you have to do. If you don't want to do it, then enjoy your misery and depression. I would rather be sore and achy and fall down than be laying in bed because I'm so damn depressed I can't move. That's just me. How about you? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Or hell, anything. You could put anything down there. I don't care. Be sure to hit the like button. If you've not yet subscribed, why not? Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It's right there. It's not that hard. You can do it. I have faith in you. Until next time, keep on keeping on.
He traps the windows like a little bitch.
Now he's really gonna have my ass now.
I got him with the gun. The flailer got him. I got the cop.
God, what stun?
Come save the flailer. I got the keys.